Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's having a great morning and a great trading session so far. I am back from vacation. Hope everyone is doing well. I had a great vacation. Spent most of my vacation with an almost dead phone. So that tells you how much fun we had. We had a time. But I'm glad to be back. Very glad to be back. My order panel. There we go. Good morning, Diego. Good morning, Amelia. Good morning, Amelia Marie. How are you guys this morning? Good morning, good morning. Yeah. How's everything been? When I tell y'all, we had such a good time on the vacation. Oh my goodness. We was lit. Good morning, Trenches. How are you this morning? You know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I didn't do nothing crazy. But I will tell y'all that last day, I was getting so irritated with all of the salespeople. And yeah. By the time I was done talking to these people, my sister's boyfriend was like, we need her with us all the time. Because you just get tired of people. Like, we were leaving out of the Miracle Mile shop. And one of the people, was like, hey, are you interested? I think she was like from a timeshare or something. I don't remember. But I just remember like telling her like, no, we're not interested. And then she continued to like walk into my personal space. Oh, baby, that's where you messed up. I was like, I said no. She backed up so quick because what's wrong with you? Is you cool? Crazy lady. She made me so mad. Like, don't walk in my personal space when I tell you no. Now I feel threatened. I heard y'all went stripping Applejacks. No, not me, honey. It wasn't me. Let's see, 95.25. Not me. But we did have some fun. We went to this place where you can make your own lip gloss, lipstick, lip balm, whatever. And it was funny because when the girl first started, she was like, so what do you ladies normally wear? I was like, Vaseline. So I was like, I don't like color on my lips because my lips are already naturally dark. So when you put color on them, it just looks crazy. And maybe it's just because I'm just so used to my natural color. I have darker lips. I've always been that way since I was born. It ain't from smoking or nothing. So she started off trying to do some brown color. And I'm like, all she did was turn my bottom lip brown. The same color as my top lip. That ain't gonna work for me. So then she tried something else and I was like, So she's like, so what are you ladies thinking? Now my sister, she over there having a ball, honey. She done found a color she liked, like everything. She was good. So I was like, I think I'm going to let her finish the experience by herself. And then I'm just going to like keep it moving. She was like, I thought you were going to say that just because of you saying that you don't really wear anything on your lips and the way you were looking with that first color. I was like, yeah. So then my sister was like, well, try the lip gloss. I'm like, girl, The lip gloss by itself is $55. If you think for 1 minute I'm about to pay $55 for some lip gloss when I can go to the beauty supply store and get one for $5, you're crazy. So the funniest part was, so we did that on Thursday. On Saturday, we go into Ross, and lo and behold, what's right in front of me? A DIY lip gloss kit for $5.99. My mom was like, but it's about the experience. I said, I have a great experience walking into the beauty supply store and paying $5. Eating and chilling is all. Salespeople have to be persistent. Can't blame them. I understand, but when I say no, you also have to read the room and read people's body language. My body language said, bitch, get away from me. So once she started walking up towards me, now we have an issue because you should have just left me alone, honey. Okay? Okay. Like, don't do that. But yeah. Good morning, Paul. How are you this morning? I can't buy an eval. Hello. No news, but I see Apple ran up after the open. Apple did? Oh yeah. I forgot to. Isn't it 9 and 9:30? All right, cool. I'm like, I feel like I looked this morning. I wanted to make sure. I don't like that word. Yep. I don't really like how we're below where we changed to an uptrend, which is why I didn't want to get into that. That's like been a rule of mine, but I've been kind of lax on it. But I think I'm going to keep it that way because obviously we're rejecting the uptrend if we, not only did we pull down, what is that? Oh, that's the previous level. We're not even above where we changed to an uptrend, and then we're below the buy rotation level. So that's a classic rejection. So I think I want to keep that as a rule. Pretty sure. You guessing that's what caused the spike? But yeah, we had a lot of good food. So Saturday we went to Crab and Spice, which is an all-you-can-eat seafood boil place, which is cool because we initially wanted to go to the all-you-can-eat crab and lobster buffet at the Palms Hotel. And what happened was we got there, the lady was like, you guys have reservations? I'm like, no, because nowhere on their website says like you have to have reservations. It just says reservations are recommended, da, da, da. But they didn't have anything to say like, oh, if you don't have reservations, then basically don't come, or you're going to be on a wait list. It's a low chance of you getting in. It was none of that. So, yeah, we went and she was like, oh yeah, most people reserve 3 to 4 months in advance. I'm like, what? Okay. So my sister's boyfriend was like, so this was just going to be regular crab. Like, wasn't going to be no like butter sauce, like no nothing, like a seasoned butter sauce. I'm like, nah. So because he said that, I ended up looking, because I asked the lady, does anybody else around here do all you can eat crab legs? She's like, not that I know of. That girl was lying. So anyway, so I was like, all right. So while we were still there at the Palms, I ended up looking up and saw that they had an all-you-can-eat seafood boil place. And I was like, okay, well, that seems okay with me. And yeah, after that, we decided that we was just going to go ahead and go on whatever day that was, Saturday, which we went. It was really cool because it was $27.99. Yeah, it was $27.99. But if you wanted all you can eat crab legs, you added an extra $18 to it, which was not bad at all. That might take off. So yeah, it was an extra $18. Not bad at all. That was cool. Y'all, I had so much freaking food. I ate like, I'm almost embarrassed to tell y'all. I had 4 pounds of crab legs, a half a pound of scallops, half a pound of crawfish, half a pound of mussels, and like 6 quail eggs. It was so good. So freaking good. It was so good. I had the time of my life, but let me tell you something. When we got back to the hotel, I was like, y'all, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I need to take a nap. Like, I gotta take a nap. This is not gonna work for me. This is not gonna work. So that's what I did. I went and I took me a good old nap too. Oh, I was knocked out. They had a loss that day. They did. My sister and her boyfriend tapped out after the second round. I'm like, y'all done? I said, thanks for making me look like a fat ass. But it was cool though. It was. Oh, okay, so that would have worked. I just got to get back in the habit of looking at this stuff. It's been almost a week. I'm pretty sure I missed another trade somewhere back there, but that one I know for sure. I almost missed this one. This week, I am going to focus on starting to get my rules for divergence together outside of volume mismatches. I think I'm ready for that. Pretty sure. Because I know I missed something up in here. I think it might have been this trade. I'm pretty sure that I missed. But yeah, I think I'm ready for divergence trades. That's a lot of food. It was, y'all. I went laid on that couch. I was knocked out for like 2 hours. I was like, yo. And the thing was, earlier in the day, we had like probably maybe 3 hours prior, we had went to this place that had a lobster roll. Y'all, it was so freaking good. The support levels here. This is a volume mismatch. Because I didn't take anything trading related with me, okay, we're a little bit further away, so I feel a little bit better. Volume's high, distance is low. Oh, now it's a little bit different. But yeah, I went on that freaking couch and I was knocked out. You hear me? Knocked. Yes, I was. I was gone, y'all. For real. 561. And my sister and them had went to, I think it was Planet Hollywood. So I woke up, saw that they was still gone. I'm like, all right, where y'all at? We finna meet up. They're like, oh, you outside now? I'm like, yeah, I feel better. Baby. Going out when I was stuffed like that, I was stuffed like a stuffed turkey. You hear me? But the food was so good. We stayed at the Paris Hotel Trenches. I'm just getting started. Good morning, Janelle. How are you this morning? Yeah, I normally like staying at the Paris Hotel. Like ever since I did it the first time, I've just loved staying there because it's kind of like right in the middle of everything. And since we use the bus pass, it's like easy to get everywhere from the Paris Hotel. So it's like right across from the Bellagio and Caesar's Palace. So we're like right there. So basically Wednesday when I got there, they had got there earlier in the day, but I knew we probably weren't going to be able to check in until 2 or 3. And so I didn't want to be out on the strip like that early because I think they got there like 9:30 in the morning. So I didn't get there until 2:45 in the afternoon. So by the time I got to the hotel, it was probably like maybe 3:30 or so. So I checked in, we put all our stuff in the rooms, and then what did we do from there? What did we do Wednesday? Shit, I don't remember. I know we tried to yes, because Wednesday is when we tried to go to the all-you-can-eat place. And then we ended up coming back and going to Nacho Daddy for dinner that night. That was the only night where somebody didn't like their food. My sister, she didn't like their birria tacos, which I totally understood why she didn't. So then Thursday was Christmas, right? Yes, Thursday was Christmas. So we left the hotel probably about maybe 12. I feel like we went to Ross or something. That's what it was. We went to Ross first. Then we took all of our stuff back to the hotel. So Ross was like across the street. So we went there at probably like maybe 10 o'clock in the morning, 10:30 in the morning, did a little walking around. So then around 12 o'clock, we left back out and we went down to, we did something. Eventually we got to Fremont around like, I would say 1:30. Had to find me an ATM because I don't feel comfortable walking around with money like that. So then we went ziplining. Y'all, the ziplining was crazy. I was ready to turn around. So luckily because we went at 2 o'clock, from 12 to 6, you could do unlimited rides for the same price that you would pay for just one of the Superman, well, going on your stomach. So we got that package. It came with like pictures and videos. They gave you like a little GoPro that wrapped around your wrist. And every single time you went, you could use it again. So it was really cool. And it had facial recognition. So once they set everything up, no matter how many times you went, it would like, if you scan this QR code, everything would be connected to it. So it was really cool. So the only problem was we had to wait like 45 minutes to go the first time because you can't take any drinks up there unless it's like, like a bottle that can close because they put it in the little pack thing that the bag that they attach to you as you're going down. And we had just filled up our Fat Tuesday cups. We had like the big Stanley Cup Fat Tuesday cups. We had just filled them up. So we had to like spend about 45 minutes drinking all of that. And then we went up there. So we ended up going twice. Yeah, we went twice. So that was cool. Then we ended up hanging out down there. We went to this restaurant and we only went because they had prime rib for like maybe $30. But when I looked at the menu and I saw that ribeyes were the same price, well, baby, she's getting a ribeye. I don't really care for prime rib like that. So, I think, so yeah, so I went ahead and I did that. Cool. So then, I think we ended up going back to the hotel. Yes, we did. And we were supposed to just take a nap. The first 2 nights, we all went to sleep at like 8:30. We were supposed to be just taking naps, but we were so tired. I was so tired when we came from Fremont that I legit fell asleep on the damn shuttle. I don't fall asleep in public places, but I was so goddamn on tired, I didn't give a damn. Okay? So yeah, fell asleep or whatever. So then what else ended up? So that was Thursday. Friday was her birthday. So that's when we went to the lip place to make the custom lip glosses and stuff. And then we went, where else did we go? We did something. I forgot where we ate. But then we were supposed to do dinner that night. But by the time they were out in the casinos and all that other stuff, I woke up from my nap and I'm like, all right, I took a shower. I'm getting cute. Right before I started putting my makeup on, my sister messaged me and was like, yeah, I canceled the reservations. I'm like, what? She's like, I've done enough today. I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, because we were supposed to go eat at Beauty in Essex or something. Oh, that's where it was. We went to Benihana for lunch. And so, we were supposed to go to Beauty in Essex for dinner, but she was like, we've done enough. And the cool thing with going to Beauty in Essex is that you get free entry into the Marquee, which is a club. Now, I don't go clubbing, but that's what my sister initially wanted to do. So I was like, oh, we ain't doing nothing cool. So then we just hung out. And then I'm trying to think, Friday. No, her birthday was Friday. Saturday, I already told you what we did. All you can eat plays, went gambling. Well, they went gambling. I was just watching. They went gambling. We had this lobster roll at this food court place that was fire as hell. And then we had to, I think we went to bed at probably like 1:30 in the morning Sunday and had to wake up at 4:30, 5 o'clock to catch the plane. And that was that. So we had a nice vacation. It was so nice. Good morning, Cloth. How are you this morning? I like to see the green. Yes, me too. Especially after being gone for almost a week off the charts. But y'all, my sister, she has such a good time. Like the whole time she just kept saying, I'm so glad you guys came. Thank you guys for coming. I love you guys so much. I'm having so much fun. Da, 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 da. I'm like, girl. But she genuinely was having so much fun. Oh yeah, we went to Build-A-Bear on her birthday, right? I thought she had a Build-A-Bear before. She never has. She was like, I'm living out my childhood dream because your mama used to always be like, you got some Build-A-Bear money? So now I got some Build-A-Bear money. I want to build a girl. So we did do that. We did a little, they did a little shopping in the mall and stuff on her birthday and everything. But we had a good time though. So then my sister's like, so next year, I'm like, so wait, you think we supposed to go out of town for your birthday every year now? She's like, well, growing up, we never did like a whole lot for our birthdays. So might as well do it now. I'm like, Lord. All right. Just tell me where you want to go, little girl. I guess. Whatever you want. Let's level. But there was never been to Vegas since I like the Planet Hollywood in Cancun. I'll probably stay there when I go to Vegas. Yeah, Planet Hollywood is pretty cool. Especially because Planet Hollywood is attached to the Miracle Mile shop or whatever mall. So it's really nice. I'm not gonna lie. And it's right, Planet Hollywood is basically right next door to the pier. So you're still like right in the middle of everything. And I'm pretty sure they have a bus stop right outside of it. If not, you just have to walk right next door to get to one. Unlimited, yeah. My birthday is Saturday. I expect to catch. I'm going to remind myself to tell you happy birthday on Friday, child. Benihana is trash out here. We go to Hamada. So I hadn't been to Benihana. We have news coming in 10 seconds, you guys. I hadn't been to Benihana in probably like, maybe like 8 years. I used to go all the time when I used to go to Atlanta, like every month for business related stuff. And the crazy thing was when we were going to Benihana, I was just like, oh, well, we're not eating till 9 o'clock tonight because my sister had changed the reservation from 7 to 9 because the doors at the marquee were opening at 10. So she did that the first day we were there. So I'm like, shit, it's only like 2 o'clock. I'm not going to last till 9 o'clock. So let me go. I was like, let me just get some sushi to go. So then they start looking at the menu and they like, well, we want this to go. So we had to go to the bar to order the to go and we ended up sitting down. And I'm like, well, we might as well sit down. Like we don't have nothing else to do besides go back to Ross to get something that my sister wanted. And so we like, oh, okay, cool. Neither one of them had ever been to Benihana. So they enjoyed it. I did too. So I ended up getting, basically a fried Philly roll. It's called a Las Vegas roll, but it basically was a fried Philly roll with the jalapeno on top. And then I also got this, it was something tempura. It was crab meat, avocado, cream cheese, and some other stuff. And it was like a signature roll. And I forgot what else. They had like this little garnish or something. It was really good. I ended up eating both of my rolls right there. It was so good. So, so good. That volume's equal. No, I don't really like hibachi like that. Well, okay, I don't mind their hibachi. And then there's a place that we went to or like in July When my niece had her birthday party at this gymnastics place, there was a hibachi place right like in the same complex, and we went. I really like theirs because their rice was actually seasoned a little bit. And not only did they give you rice, but they gave you noodles too. And it was really, really good. I can't lie. But a lot of hibachi places, I'm not a big fan. I don't really eat rice like that. And when I do, I usually eat brown rice. Um, so yeah, I just don't really get hibachi like that. Most of the time, if I'm going to a hibachi place, I might get a little hibachi, but I mainly just get like some kind of sushi, usually. All right, let's see. Now that news is over. Oh, by the way, forget about your ridiculous diet. It's not ridiculous. I just don't really eat rice like that. That's all. Oh yeah, and I told myself, baby, starting today, she's back working out because first of all, you know how disrespectful it is to have so many escalators on that goddamn strip and none of them work. It was hurting my back walking up and down them damn steps. Now that's gonna happen regardless, but I was just like, this is just so disrespectful. So I wasn't like as winded as I probably should have been, considering I don't really work out. But I'm back working out because that wasn't cute at all. Wasn't cute at all. What the bro? Maybe I shouldn't have. All right. See, this is where I don't know if we push through. Let's support. I'd rather get out at break even if we can't push through. Because like I said last week when I was being trolled, I don't I don't have data that tells me if we push through levels yet or not. So we'll just get out if we can't push through it. Yeah, see. Especially if you look, there's very high volume there. So it's a lot of effort to reverse the market and not continue down. Now, usually I treat the extended support levels like I have to break even there no matter what because we're so extended out from the middle pivot level that anytime we hit these support levels, there's a high chance that we'll reverse. Like even if you look over here on the time-based chart, we literally hit the level to the tick on this bar right here. This is the 820 bar. We hit it to the tick. You can see all the consolidation that we kind of had around here. So yeah, I'll probably always just break even at those. You just kind of never know. Support was there, I wouldn't. If support wasn't there, I wouldn't have been worried too much about it. Some volume mismatch. Come on, slide on down. Don't fail me now. All right, we had a volume mismatch here. This pullback was 651 volume versus 649. So there was more volume, but we only went 8 bars versus 10. So more volume, less distance means that the buyers are not doing well and pushing the market up. And then we ended up using this extended support level. So anytime the support and resistance are lines instead of the dots or the squares, it's extended. So this means that this is like the third, 1, 2, 3. This is like the 7th support level from the middle pivot level. But yeah, so we ended up using the support as resistance, pushing down, and that was that. The troll was over, very much so. Yours was so close. I hate the 49ers. I was once to try out the soup dumpling place. It looked good. Oh, they were closed on Tuesday. Damn. That's crazy. My sister really wanted to find some birria ramen, but we could not find it at all. I think the only places that had it were off the strip. So, yeah. Not that troll was great. Trenches said, well, if I'm a such and such, you're a dumbass. Oh, God, you mess with the wrong one, honey. I mean, to talk about how long they've been in the market and how profitable as if I'm about to only worship ICT. I didn't even see whenever he said he'd been in the market for 10 years or whatever he said. I'm assuming he said 10 because I feel like Applejacks, I saw you mention it twice. I didn't even see any of that. I even scrolled back and I just didn't see it. I don't know, but... And then I just hate when people come in and start stuff and then they try to make it seem like we're ganging up on them, but you literally just disrespected everybody in here. What do you expect? I'm so confused. I had time to go troll a live stream. Exactly. Make some good fancy iced coffee at home. I'm going to go do that. Y'all have fun. All right, see you, Applejacks. Have fun. See you tomorrow. Didn't see the 10-year, but I see the profit more than once. Yeah. Yeah, it's so annoying. Leave people alone. We just be in here minding our own little business, not bothering us. So why you gotta bother us? I don't understand. I don't understand. All right, we are pushing towards new lows. The session low is at 660.75. Look how we had this rally. We hit the support level and boom, just dropped. And the crazy thing is I did have a setup off of it. I had a setup here for sure, which was at the top up there. I think that was it. I did have this set up as well. I don't even know if I would have gotten filled. Oh yeah, I would have. I sure would have. But yeah, today is definitely focused on starting to get the divergence stuff together. I'm gonna journal the trades that I took, journal the other winning trades, go work out, shower, and then start working on the divergence stuff. It's a mismatch. It's a volume mismatch. I don't like this one as much as the other ones. It's all right. I think mainly, maybe this would have worked better if there was high volume on the swing down. Maybe I need to look at that. I mean, there was low volume and distance on the swing down first, so I think that the volume mismatch doesn't matter as much. So that's something I have to look at because I don't have that anywhere. I think that when the volume's low coming down, there's only one setup that I actually like. Yeah, one. And I think that's all right. I still got like about, what, 15 minutes or so. Hopefully I can get a decent setup. Hopefully. What is it? Win, loss, win, break even. Right now, all I'm going to be looking for is some kind of volume mismatch for the divergence or a counter trend pullback. I'm not... I might be interested in a sell depending. Oh. Is it cold? I think the temperature dropped last night because when I got here yesterday, it was, I think yesterday was the highest ever December temperature recorded in St. Louis ever. And I think it was 77. Yeah, it's 38 now. Oh, wait, no, that's in Las Vegas. Girl, you're not there anymore. It's 19 and feels like -2. It was 77 yesterday. Yeah. What a drop. But it's because the wind is blowing at 34 miles an hour right now. That's insane. If I thought I was going outside today, not. Not even. What a push. The wind is crazy. It feels like we were in the negatives yesterday. It was 60 and raining though. Damn. Yeah, the wind is crazy. I knew the wind was going to be really bad because the turbulence, baby, the turbulence I dealt with on the ride yesterday, the plane ride back, it was so bad that we didn't even get the drink and snacks. The turbulence didn't stop until like about a little less than an hour. No, yeah, maybe like 45 minutes left on the trip. That's when the turbulence started. I mean, stopped. It was the entire way. Like, it was so bad. I had to use the bathroom so bad, and I kept holding it, holding it, holding it, holding it. Then I was like, okay, I just cannot hold it anymore. Thankfully, the plane was only like maybe half full or so. The plane was only half full. And so, most people sit up in the front. I sit in the back. I'm like holding the chairs. You look cute or whatever. Good morning, off to retirement party. Good morning, everybody. It would have been better if you didn't say nothing. I just playing. I have fun. Anyway, so yeah, the turbulence was so bad. I'm like holding on to the chairs. Y'all, I felt like I was in space. Every time the plane went like this, I came up off of the floor. It happened like 3 times on my way to the bathroom. So then while I'm using the bathroom, I'm like holding on so I could use the bathroom. So then once I was done using the bathroom, it was time for me to wash my hands. I had to put my feet up against the counter, put my back on the wall, and like wash my hands like that just to hold myself steady. So then on my way back, I'm knocking into stuff. It was so crazy. I was knocking into stuff at everything. It was insane. Insane. Mm. Yeah, then I kept coming out off the floor. It was crazy. And my sister, she slept through everything. I'm like, how did you sleep through that? She was like, shit, I was knocked out. I'm like, yeah, you're crazy. Real life crazy. Let's see. We might reject here. Okay, that was a little rejection. Hoping we use VWAP and the support level as support to push through here. Come on. You're going the wrong way. All right. Yeah, I definitely have to look at this trade right here. Like I said, I took it because of the volume mismatch here. But we also were already slowing down with momentum because of it being less volume on the push down anyway. So I think I'm gonna have to look at that. I'm pretty sure that's probably why that trade didn't do so well. But that's cool. Yeah. Going to the gym, then we're going to Dave and Buster's and want to get some pizza. Ooh, that should be a fun day. Floods in California, then a snowstorm on the East Coast 2 weeks in a row. It was so cold in Vegas. Like, I ended up having to get me a kind of something like this. Well, it was like this in the inside, but then it's like regular material on the outside because it was so freaking cold. Especially like because the sun wasn't really out like that very much. And yeah, it was pretty chilly, you guys. It was pretty chilly. But I will say that I rather it be a little chilly like that while I'm out there versus it be 100+ degrees. because that's kind of miserable. And I'll also say I really did like being there Wednesday and Thursday because there was barely anybody on the strip like that. I mean, it was people, but it wasn't like people. The bus wasn't super full or whatever. But baby, come Friday, it was crazy. Like to cross over one of the to cross over Las Vegas Boulevard right between Planet Hollywood and I think it was, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's between Planet Hollywood and the Paris Hotel. Listen, as soon as the light turns to where we can, walk across, it looked like somebody opened up a fridge and let a whole bunch of roaches out. Like it was so many people on the road. It was ridiculous. Oh my gosh, it was so many people. But it still was enjoyable even after all those people were there. But I do like it's kind of confusing to me that people take a bunch of small kids to Vegas. Like, because if you like to gamble or do certain things, you can't do it because you have these small children with you. Walking the strip with a stroller and kids, no thank you. Don't sign me up for that. If I want to go to Vegas as an adult and I have children, I'm gonna have to find me somebody that can watch my kids because size 4 basketball, the one I bought is too big. What did you get her? You got her men's basketball or something? Or even just the standard one is still a little too big for her. Have you thought about Trenches getting her one of those basketballs where you connect it to an app and it helps them to like dribble and stuff? That's a pattern that doesn't typically work out this buy right here. Also probably why the zigzag turned so quickly. High volume on the pullback compared to the last pullback. There's not enough volume to push it. It might push through though. Yep, it pushed through anyway. But most of the time, that trade does not work out well. At all. I feel like I also want to revisit. So if you look at this pullback here, you can see the push-up was only 1.1K volume, not very many bars compared to this last push-up, right? But the pullback happened and we like reversed off of a level. I think that unless I see the one particular pattern that I typically like, I think that this trade only works when there's a level attached. And at one point I had that as a setup, but I took it off. So you see, like with this one, same thing. The push down was lower than the previous push down. But you see how on the pullback, we don't have any level that is attached to. So there's nothing to really support the continuation down. Whereas this one is like, oh, price could have just stalled to pull back so we could react off of support. So I think I want to revisit that one in particular, to see if I'm okay with that. I'll do that today as I'm journaling. That's what you got? Oh, okay. Nice. Getting close to VWAP. I only have like a minute and a half left to trade. I'm mad. Something told me to put my Apex account in there, one of them. But because this was my first day back, I'm like, I don't want to chance it. But I am going to be trading that PA again starting tomorrow. For sure. I want to start I need to start documenting what the volume is at 9:30 when I stop trading. I used to do that all the time, but I stopped. I want to start doing that again. Cuz that kind of helps me to see like what the volatility was for that day. Although I don't change the way that I trade based on that, especially in the first hour. Now things are a little bit different like after 9:30. Like I could oh no, I can't. There was a trade that I took that was a classic like simple trade that almost always wins that I took when I got off the stream on Tuesday when I was trying to see if I wanted to pass the account or fail it since it was renewing on Thursday. And it literally stopped me out, I think, to the tick. It might have went maybe one or two ticks beyond and then slammed down like, I don't know, maybe like 20 points. And I genuinely believe that because of how late I was in the afternoon or during lunchtime, that was really the only reason why it even did all that. So I think I'm going to stick to just trading that first hour. You know, even though the volume patterns seem pretty consistent no matter what time of day it is, you still want volatility to help push your trade wherever you're trying to go. You know what I mean? So I think I'm going to do that. All right, let me show you guys the accounts. Take a screenshot so I can zoom in. Da-da-da. All right, so this is where we're at. If I can get off of there. All right, so up 231 on the Tradeify account and 225 on the TPT account. This one is a fresh account, so we're keeping the full drawdown there. And then I'm just having to rebuild myself out of the drawdown hole on the TPT account because of last Monday. I think I lost like maybe $400, $300 to $400 per account that day. But overall, not a bad day whatsoever. Took 5 trades. We'll recap those. Then I'm going to start journaling so I can work out and stuff. Like I said, I know I missed some trades up in here, but that's all right. All right, let's see. So here was the first trade. This basically is the exact trade that I took that I was talking about where I took this. The trade was probably at like 11:30 on Tuesday. And I feel like the only reason it didn't work out is because of the time. It was this exact trade right here. But anyway, so took a counter trend pullback that also was pushing off of the first extended support level. Quick little 6-second trade there. Missed that trade coming down. I missed way more than that, but that one I at least marked out. So that was the first trade. This was the second trade. Just a simple pullback. However, we were also reacting off of VWAP. So the biggest reason why I took this trade is that even though this is a support VWAP level, you can see that volume was really high in this reversal bar in the entry bar. So it made me feel like we had the effort to try to push through VWAP. However, there also is an extended support level here. And that's why I ended up setting the stop loss to break even, which we did end up hitting. Came back up, retested, and then pushed on down. This was the third trade that I took. Quick 26-second trade. This one was more so a volume mismatch. We pushed up with a lot of volume, but the distance was lower than the previous push up, which let me know there was some absorption there. Excuse me. And we also were able to push off of the extended support level to use it as resistance. Only went, 34, 35 ticks down, but that doesn't matter because I'm only looking for 28. I don't care what happens after that. This was the fourth trade here. Like I said, with this one, I took this because we had a volume mismatch. So on the push down, not looking at this push, but looking at this push down compared to the last push up, there's 1.2 thousand volume, but there's 1.3 thousand volume on the push up. But you can see we slid down further. There's 28 bars coming down, but 23 bars going up. So it took less volume to push further, which usually means it's a liquidity run. And so I went ahead and I took it. However, I think that only works when the push down was more than the previous push down. Because when it's not, it's already showing that the sellers don't have as much momentum in the trend at that moment. So I really think that was the only reason that trade in particular lost. And then the last trade was here. We had a pullback. So we had a change of the minor trend and the major trend. We changed from a downtrend to an uptrend, used VWAP and the support level to push through this resistance level here. And this trade I was in for about 22 seconds, pushed up about 38, 39 ticks, got the win, and that's that. So that's it for me, you guys. I'm going to go journal and start to work on looking at divergence because I feel like I'm ready to start adding that back. And I'll just go from there. But I thank you guys for tuning in. And I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.